What's up, guys? Big Papa Leads here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about retainers, boo, versus pay per lead. Because yeah, I get a lot of questions about this. A lot of people maybe think of the pay per lead system, or the lead based system as we call it, is a difficult thing to do. And it can be. It's not like in the next 7 days you're going to be making millions of dollars, but if you can get pay per lead to work for you, if you can focus on one niche and become an expert in it, it's so much more powerful than retainers. So I'm going to quickly go over the differences between pay per lead and retainers here. So if you're new here, hopefully this is helpful and you can start to understand why we sell leads rather than selling our time. And that's the first thing, the biggest difference between these two things. And to explain that, I'll go back, about 6 or 7 years here and talk about my start as an agency owner. I was doing retainers with clients. I would run their, Instagram accounts, their ads. I would make websites for them. I was trying to do everything because I needed to make money, and I was selling my time essentially. I would say, I'm gonna, give you 10 hours of my agency per month, or maybe, you have a certain agreement where I'm gonna maintain your website on any given month, or I'm gonna maintain even if you're running Facebook ads for someone, I'm gonna run your Facebook ads. But you're not really able to sell as much on the results as pay per lead, because instead of them buying a retainer with a kind of general promise, which is a retainer, on pay per lead, you're saying, I'm going to sell you 100 leads. So somebody's buying the result of 100 leads, and they can understand the return on investment of that a lot easier. And each one of these is going to bring me to my next point. Retainers is harder to prove the value. So even if you're doing Facebook ads on retainer, or again, you're doing websites or something, you can say, here's what I've done with X client before you, but they're paying you $1,500 for a retainer. So you have to charge them that $1,500 retainer, and then you're charging them ad spend, and it gets very convoluted. It's a more difficult thing to sell to somebody. So let's say it gets $1,500 retainer and they're spending $1,500 on ads. Well, they're thinking to themselves, I'm paying this guy half the amount, or this girl. And for them to break even or generate an ROI, they got to think, okay, it's $3,000. I don't know how many leads I'm going to get though. I wonder how many leads I'll get for 1,500 plus 1,500. Maybe, you can promise in these things, but there's so much going on there. Whereas with pay per lead, it's, I'm going to sell you 100 leads for $50 per lead. Or for this example, I'm going to sell you 100 leads for $30 per lead. You're taking the risk on, the fact that you need to get those 30 leads for less than $30 to make a profit. Whereas your retainer is guaranteeing you that $1,500. But if you can get them those 100 leads and they're good quality, those are the types of clients, when they're happy, they're going to keep coming back and keep buying. And they can understand, I am buying a lead that my sales team is going to work, and it's going to produce X amount of, ROI based on a 10% close rate. The calculation is very simple. With pay per lead, you have an asset. With retainers, your client owns everything. So with retainer, usually, again, if you're building a website for them, or we're going to use the example of you're running their Facebook ads because it's the most comparable. If you're running the Facebook ads for them, usually what happens is you go into their Facebook ad account and they give you access to it, which is a pain in the ass because Zuckerberg just does not know how to make a back end work to save his life. We have to go into their Facebook, get access to all their stuff, and do this 10 times over with all your different clients, and then start running ads for them. And in 6 months, if it doesn't work out, they can fire you and they still own those accounts. But with pay per lead, with what we do here at Leadbase, you actually own the asset. You're going to pick a niche. Let's say it's solar. You're going to build a solar website. You're going to have a solar Facebook page, a solar brand, a solar ad account, and that you just need one of those. And you're actually able to grow that and sell leads through it. And if your client leaves you, you still own the asset. You still have the data that you produced when you sold those leads. You own everything. And you actually have an asset that is saleable. You can actually take that asset and sell it to one of your clients. That's what I did with Timeshare Tracy, which was the first brand that I ever built. You can go check it out, timesharetracy.com. I sold that to one of my clients for $600,000 because they were buying all the leads I could give them, and they thought, well, this guy's obviously making a margin on these leads. Let's just buy them out. And at the time, I wasn't sure what was going to happen with that industry, so I took the deal, and I'm happy I did because it's a pretty cutthroat, strange industry. People buying timeshares, and then these companies help them get out of the timeshare, and everybody's suing each other, and I was like, I am out of here. And luckily, with the lead-based system, we were able to replicate that success, and we've built other assets that are, again, we own them, they're saleable. And again, with retainer, if someone fires you, peace out. You don't own anything. It's also really hard to scale retainers. So if you have retainer clients, again, you're kind of selling your time. There's obviously lots of ways that people teach that you can really leverage your time, leverage, hiring other people, maybe cheaper labor, maybe you hire, some experts, but if you can do something really well, I get that you could spend less time on it and sell a bunch of retainers. But it's just so much harder to scale that, in my opinion. And from my experience, I was not able to scale my retainer agency with having to pay people, with having to manage people, with having to do all these things. Whereas with pay per lead, if you can generate 100 leads, you can generate 1,000 leads and then 5,000 leads. And it doesn't necessarily take too much more time once you have the system in place. Once you have a system of creating ads and testing ads every single week, it's really up to you how many leads you want to produce and sell, and you have so much more control over that, and there's a lot less stress in a pay per lead system. And the cool thing is, once ads are optimized, they can actually become evergreen and just kind of continue to work forever. I have ad accounts where I've spent over $1 million on a single ad that has just worked for 2+ years, 3+ years, because the hook and the offer were strong, the ad resonated with people, and now it's just got the algorithm behind it. And that's going to be pretty tough to do with a client who's asking you to run this campaign, and hey, we want to do this sale this month, and hey, can we do this campaign? And like, all their ideas are absolute garbage. That's the one thing I forgot to put here. Most of your clients on retainer are going to have terrible ideas that they want you to run for them. And with pay per lead, you get to call the shots. You say, this is the offer that we're running. Would you like some leads? Obviously, you can customize the leads and work with that client a little bit, but you get to call the shots. It's incredibly powerful when you get on that first sales call and you don't have to listen to their stupid ideas. Just to be frank with you guys, like, I've had so many clients like, let's do a meeting. Okay, we want to do this. Here's what we're thinking. We're going to sell this thing and this is the script we're thinking. And you're just like, this is so bad. This is like so terrible. And you're basically just a jockey that's working and doing what they want you to do. And at the end of the day, guys, this is my opinion. I get it. Lots of people have success on retainers, but I've been able to scale from $5K a month in profit to like $50K a month in profit consistently for the past 3 years using pay per lead. I think retainers are a thing of the past. I just think the way that it's set up just doesn't allow us to scale. It doesn't allow us to leverage results as well. To me, it's just stressful having to be at the beck and call of those clients. And with pay per lead, we're doing what every other business does. We're taking a product, which is our lead, and selling that to, a client. We don't need to go into each client's account. If you were a furniture store, you wouldn't have to go into, this is maybe a terrible example, but everybody that comes in go and customize every single little thing for them. You say, we're a furniture store. We're the brick. Hey baby, you want some furniture? Here's what we got. Come and get it. So when you're a store, you get to sell what's in stock, and we got leads in stock, baby. So come and buy them. Whereas again, retainer, you have to go in and just customize absolutely everything. That's why I think pay per lead and our lead-based system is the way of the future. It's really simple. And guys, just to bring this all together, we're actually celebrating right now 1,000 members in our Discord. So make sure you join that Discord in the description below, because we actually are going to release, probably by the time you see this video, we're going to be releasing an entire free course on this system that I'm talking about right here. The system that helped us sell a lead generation business for $600,000. The system that's helped us generate hundreds of thousands of leads. We've had over $5 million in ad spend. We've been able to consistently hit $50K a month in profit for several years now. So if you want to get the absolutely free course, I've just created this thing. Then all you have to do is join the Discord, because it's going to be in there. There might actually be a link here. So somewhere in the description, you're going to get access to the brand new free bootcamp mini course, where you're going to learn, again, our entire system for free, guys. I'm just giving it away. So please check that out. Please comment below if you have any questions about this. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe retainers are the bee's knees and you love them. Comment below, like, and please subscribe, because this thing's taken off like a rocket and I don't want you to miss out. I'm Big Papa Leads, and I'll see you in the next video.